me see. Yes. I think so. Yep. Yep.
Wow,
Okay.
wow, wow, wow.
We currently have zero concurrent.
Damn, it's great. Things are popping off here.
That's okay. Just give him a second. All right.
That's okay because we really are just doing this for ourselves.
Yes. I don't care.
I don't care. Okay, this is just me time.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, wow. Okay, what? I didn't write an update, but I'll think about it.
You'll have one, I'm sure.
Boy, is that true. Okay. Oh, what you been up to today, Nora?
Well, Marcel, I secured the bag.
Mmm.
Okay.
Is it Brax or Brox?
I don't know. I always said Brox. Brax sounds crazy. Brax sounds aggressive. But would you believe this was on clearance? A 2.5 pound bag of high fructose corn syrup.
Who dared to put the great candy corn on clearance?
Yeah. Yellow 5, red 3. Okay. All the essentials.
Did you get it at a Menards?
I wish. We don't have Menards here. Okay. We don't have Menards here. That's a sore spot for me. But we do have, CVS, Walgreens. I almost made a huge error though. I was like, "Oh, like do you have candy corn?" The guy was like, "Yeah. It's over there." And I almost bought the generic.
The
I almost
generic
bought the generic.
instead of the Brax? Instead of the Brox?
I got to the front with 2 bags. I looked down and I was like, "No. I got to go back." I went back, looked for the brand name that I know and love, and was like, "Oh, the only option is a 2.5 pound bag."
Yeah.
That actually sounds great for me. So I've been loving that.
What are your non-negotiable brand names for like food? Like, do you only buy
Soda.
Kleenex? Like, is there
No.
a pillow
no.
company that you're
There's certain brands that I'm just weirdly loyal to. I think you'll kind of know that about me. Like there's certain, and they don't make any sense. There's not like rhyme or reason to it. Like I'm
Right.
loyal to like Ninja brands.
I got a Ninja blender recently, and that thing is
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
It is
I don't know.
powerful.
Is this sharing, by the way? Is that sharing?
What do you mean sharing? Like, is it?
Look what Grace made us.
Oh, let me see.
A little
Whoa,
background.
hold on. Well, there's a lag in the YouTube one, so they will see it in like 2 seconds.
Got it. Okay.
Um. Oh, Claire. Okay, Claire Benson. Hello, friends. Yeah, Patrick. Okay, there's
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
some
The gang's
people
all
over here joining.
Well, we have
mean,
a
I
really
can
packed
see it
agenda.
here.
I would like to call this meeting to order. I know that I have a reputation for just starting a meeting and letting it go off the rails, but that's not what we're doing today. When we meet for office hours on Thursdays, we are here to waste your company's time. But we're also here to meet, okay? We're here to meet. We do have an agenda. And we do begin with status updates. Marcel, you said you didn't have any, but
Yo, what is the imagery that I'm looking at right now?
Grace made it. She's Gen Z. We're just trusting her. I don't know.
Wow.
I think universally, everyone is having like kind of a week. The vibes are off. We can't figure out why. What happened this week that would throw everybody sort of like off kilter a little bit? I will say, do you see how Kamala Harris acknowledged that she lost the election? That was very demure. That was very mindful. She really, she got up and did what people are supposed to do.
Yeah, you
Okay.
gotta take your L and
You got to take the L. Okay.
keep it pushing.
See,
Yeah.
see how there wasn't an insurrection. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Okay. Meanwhile, my mom decided to come visit us this week. She's
Oh,
laughing.
Madge.
She goes, oh, I decided. Well, she didn't decide this week, but she'd visit us this week. That's my mother.
Madge can visit whenever she feels like
She can visit whenever she wants. But it wasn't just the election on Tuesday. It was our youngest child turned 8. Crazy. So every 4 years, his birthday is in the thick of election madness. He was born like a few days before the 2016 election. So Madam came down. That's her grandma name, is Madam. She came down. We had a little birthday party over the weekend. Then, Tuesday I just bricked my phone and I was just like fully offline, living in like my own little bubble, like real touch grass situation. I was in the grass.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Errowine
How are you doing this week?
vibes. Yeah, I'm doing. I mean, I'm definitely doing things. I'm definitely being. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot of stuff go on this week. My mother had a transition, or is supposed to transition from one facility thing to another. That's one element that has to be addressed.
It's a lot, dude.
Yeah, there's some shit I'm still not talking about because it's that has nothing to do with my mom, but is very, very just delicate situation that I gotta be very whatever.
Yeah.
But that was also very disturbing, and it hurt my feelings. It hurt my
Oh.
feelings, and it made me want. Okay, let me be careful because this is on the recorded line. It made me feel the passion of a person who is strangling somebody. Okay, so it
Yeah.
made me feel that kind of passion.
Yeah.
But it's like
And
I
you
said, it's
didn't do it. And that's the most
very
important
delicate.
thing.
No, and I couldn't. That's the even
Yeah.
it's a very complex little thing. It's a very complex situation, and there's no one to
Yeah.
strangle within reason.
Yeah, I think
so
strangling is always a complex situation. I think when you get to the point of strangling,
asphyxiating you until you die.
it's one of the I think it's one of the messier forms of homicide. Truly, I think no one gets to
Yeah.
a place of strangulation and is like,
It's a
Oh,
crime
this
of
was-
passion.
yeah. No one's like, look, I had to think about it, and the best solution was to simply strangle this person. That's
Yeah.
I think
But-
I weigh the pros and cons. Like I think it's always a little.
Yeah, yeah. There's just so I'll stay away from that because that's still
Yeah.
some. It's yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from it because of that. But so I just had a lot of like changes. I talked to a lawyer yesterday for some to get some stuff situated with my mom. I think I could talk about this a little
Yeah.
bit, right? So that's
Okay.
but so
Yeah.
with that just very precarious financial things. I learned that there's Nora's been talking to me about trusts. So anyone who is privy to trusts. That was one of the things I was going to delve into on my shit white people don't tell you about project.
Yeah.
But a white person did tell me about that, and she's a wonderful woman, a lawyer, and she was educating me on some of the ways that
I was like, I'm a
can
lawyer.
protect. Not you, no, a different blonde, an actual blonde.
Wow.
not a
Wow.
perpetrator.
Wow. Okay. Going right.
Nora,
That was a strangulation. Okay.
Nora discovered last week that she wasn't really blonde. Like on
I was
live,
like,
she was like, "Oh yeah, wait a minute, look at these
I,
roots. Who
do I have brown hair? Is that who I am? I think I
who
have
is
brown
this
hair.
person?"
It's true though. They're like,
Um,
huh?
yeah. So
Damn.
she educated me. So I'm
Okay.
thinking we're gonna end up protecting some assets and things of that nature. So that's
Okay.
kind of a good update. Um, and yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Yeah.
Chose violence. Yeah, I didn't choose violence. Okay,
It
violence.
was
Look,
there.
it was. Yeah, hold on. You see these two fingers? That means something. All right. If I put up the fingers, all right, like if I put up two fingers, that means
Whoa,
I'm
buddy.
embodying
Whoa.
Matthew right now.
Oh my god.
Listen, I know where I am. That's why I put up the two fingers, because I know where I am. But trust me, if I wasn't here, it wouldn't be the two fingers. And trust indeed, I didn't choose violence, okay?
No.
In life, this is what I realized, and this may relate to Nora's astrology, things that she's been talking about, but in life, there are things we control and things we don't control, okay? And we all, in my experience, I have often had issues more so where I take the blame and I accept responsibility, and I think I take some of the credit as well. But sometimes that's harder to take. But I'm one of those people who isn't like everything is everyone else's fault. It's like, how is this my fault? How did I get myself here? But some things are just not your fault at all, you know, and
Yeah.
most of other people's actions, in fact, all of everyone else's actions is not your fault. How you respond to everyone else is your fault. And so to me, I didn't choose violence. Violence came to me. I was sitting here
Yeah.
sipping my tea, my one amazing dad tea coffee cup.
I thrifted this.
The
Look
boss.
at that. Isn't that great?
Oh, that's funny. Office hours. That's funny.
Yeah. I know. I found it in, because I love to buy stupid mugs. It's
Yes.
one of my passions.
I need some more stupid mugs too. I
Yeah.
need some more stupid mugs.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's, I didn't choose
Yeah.
violence. Violence chose me, and then here we are. So
Here we are. Here we are. Well, we're ready to jump into, I think, the fun part. The thing is, Marcel did pre-call me to just talk about the most, the most. I love you, dude, but I thought you were calling about like work. I was like, okay, I'm like kind of in the zone. Marcel calls me and he's like, hey, were you even gifted and talented? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, what do you remember? Because there's a lot of stuff going on around
yeah,
TikTok right now.
there's conspiracy theories about the gifted and talented program.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I did call her
Yeah.
a bottle blonde. What? Wait, what is a
Yeah.
bottle blonde? Okay,
It
that's when I
means
chose violence. Yeah. So I saw this thing on TikTok, and you can jump down a rabbit hole. All I'm saying is I had to ask a couple people in my life, hey, were you in gifted and talented, and do you think it could be some kind of conspiratorial Stranger Things program
8-minute
to
phone
test
call.
children?
8-minute
To
phone
test
call.
children. 8 minute. It's a quick phone call. That was a quick conspiracy
I
phone
know. And
call.
that's a quick phone call for us. And also, I do love phone calls. I know a lot of people are like, don't call me. I'm like, call me. Please, for the love of God, call me. Just call me. I love phones. Like, we could have texted for like 100 years, or we could have an 8-minute phone call where I say, I don't remember a lot about the program, but now I do believe that I am a person that has some
Oh yeah, psychic ability.
psychic abilities. I do. I think I do have really good instincts or really bad instincts. What are you gonna do?
And you
Kind of
have
goes
a
one
lot
place
of
or the other.
trauma. Maybe it's just a trauma thing too, because there's a lot of trauma there as well. So I
Yeah.
don't know. So anyone else in Gifted and
Yeah.
Talented, you could put some comments or something like
Yeah,
that
let us know if you feel like you
after
were
the
part
show.
of a experiment, if you
I'm
have
just saying.
ESP.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying. The government experimented on black people
it's true. It's
into
true.
a
Yeah.
bunch of ways. They mess with people's DNA and then they pretend, ah, well, we did that way back in the day, and there's no way we could do
Yeah.
that. But look who got elected. So here we are.
Here we
Okay,
are. Here we are.
so
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And it always does. So, yeah,
what's the real water cooler conversation?
okay. Well, now we're moving on. Okay. The real one. Okay. That was the pre. That was the pre. Thank you. Okay. So I've got something to tell you, Marcel. This was like very disturbing to me, but there's a man who ran the New York City Marathon in Crocs, all 26.2
Yeah,
miles.
yeah, that was funny.
In sport mode, obviously, with socks, Crocs and socks. And his main thing, he said, I didn't lose any toenails. So good for him. Good for him. Didn't lose a single toenail.
Yeah, he says he's 31 based on the article, but he really does not look 31 to me. He looks
I
weathered. He
He
looks
looks 51. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's just the angle of the photo. He does not look
God,
31.
that boy looks aged. Okay, he looks aged.
Yeah,
That is
ran
correct.
in ran in
Yeah.
it's his fifth marathon. Which also, I mean, I guess I am always really proud of anybody who can like finish an entire marathon. I don't think I ever will. I've done like a few half marathons and that was like fine. That was honestly too much. That was no more than that do I ever need to run. But like when you're so good at running that you can like do it as a joke, like that's you're on a different level. Like people who are like, "Oh, I ran, a marathon in heels." I'm like, "Okay, we get it. You're the best. You're the very best." Yeah, you win.
Crocs gives a little bit different of an energy, and I'm not sure what it
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
in
you
this
got I mean,
particular case.
I can't believe that he was able to run that far in Crocs without falling. I kind of don't wear my Crocs anymore. They do feel like a little bit hazardous to me. I have fallen off my Crocs. I've wrecked an ankle falling off my Crocs in front of my kid's school, which was so embarrassing for him and also me. I had to call Matthew and be like, "Come get me," and he was like, "I can't." So I just had to like stumble home. It was rough. I don't think that's not a safe shoe for me. It's not a safe shoe for the clumsy. It's not.
It's
You have to have very good coordination to survive in Crocs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I can. I mean, I can't even walk down my stairs without
Yeah.
slipping down the staircase in Crocs. And Crocs are super grippy, so I don't even know how that's happening. But also, I have like oversized Crocs. So reading this article did make me think. Like it said that he ran 40 miles in the Crocs to test to make sure he had the right size. I'm like, I think after like a quarter mile, I may
You
understand
should
whether or
know.
not I
Yeah.
have the right size. But my Crocs are too big, and
Yeah.
so I realized that yeah, if you had a tight Croc, why couldn't you run? If it was a tight Croc, I just never have had a tight Croc. So
Yeah.
now I'm thinking I might start jogging in Crocs, honestly, because he.
I think we should start running again, jogging, not like sprinting, but I think we should. Like we have to focus on two things in this coming year. One, like just physical strength, muscle mass, and then two, like cardiovascular health. And by we, I do mean me. But that has to be a priority. Prince's sister died, Marcel.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
64 years old.
Yeah,
That seems young to die.
yeah. More and more people are dying now. What did Madge say?
I can't tell because I have my noise canceling headphones on. But mom, were you saying that's how old my dad was? Yeah, yeah. Just yeah. Well, we're
Oh
not talking
shit.
about dad right now. Okay, we're talking about Prince's sister. Okay,
Yeah,
but
my aunt also died at like 63 a year or two ago. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's definitely happening. I feel like it's happening more maybe, but maybe that's just like completely anecdotal.
Yeah.
She was his only full sister with the same two
Oh.
parents, and she was a writer and stuff like that. And it said that she had like a concert in June, but then she didn't make the concert because she wasn't feeling
Oh.
well or something. So I'm guessing maybe she had been dealing with some of this stuff for a while. So I mean, and she talks about like her, Prince's, like her being the last super well connected person to Prince that people would
Yeah.
tell her stories about him and stuff like that. And like, I always think about that, like when someone is so much crazier, like larger than life, like how that impacts a person, especially like a sibling that's kind of like your equal versus like your
Yeah.
kids, like because your kids can feel like, oh, I'll never live up to this or this thing or that thing, but it's also like, someone who's more your contemporary, and it's the two of you guys who are really close. I thought it
Yeah.
was interesting, but
Yeah. Everybody in Minnesota has a Prince story. I don't. Everybody else does. Tell everybody your Prince story.
oh yeah, well, Prince, my uncle used to cut Prince's mow his lawn at one
See,
point, and
it's a
I
brush with
remember
fame.
driving past, yeah, and hearing that. And I also heard, just anecdotally over north, that he would give money to organizations. Like he would just come in and drop off cash or checks like
Oh,
randomly to like the cookie cart. He would just show
yeah,
up and just be like, because Prince had that kind of
yeah,
aura where it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like even celebrities are like, it's Prince.
Oh, yeah,
So I think that was something that was like, feels really makes him more like a close to home person, and makes him kind of like, I don't know, not a, I don't know if attainable, but like a reachable character, at least for
yeah.
me and like where I grew up and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And he played a
Have-
lot of music. His father was a musician too, and like he played
Yeah.
a lot of music around the black like music circuit when he was young too.
Did you see that there's like somebody I think turned his childhood home into like an Airbnb?
No, no, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, it's the okay. Maybe it's not his childhood home, but it's called the Purple Rain House.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And yeah,
Yeah, I did see that.
like it has like a bunch of stuff like from his life too.
Wow.
It's in Minneapolis, but it's not he did not live there. Okay.
Damn, look at that.
Yeah,
That
it's
wall
cool.
mural is tight.
Yeah,
Is that the living room?
I think so. It's kind of
That
like one of
that
those
big
places that
ass
I think
mural.
is like probably better to just like I don't know if you want to spend the night there, but you could like hang out there. You
Yeah, I
know?
don't know if
It's like
I
it's not going to be
mean,
like a relaxing like getaway at all.
no, no, no.
And you know
It
what
feels
else is
like a
not?
shrine. That's what it feels like, a
Yeah,
shrine.
yeah, yeah. I think if you're really a big fan, it might be exciting. But it's like I stayed in like a kitschy themed Airbnb in Minneapolis, not on purpose, and it was not a relaxing experience. It was a very stressful experience, actually, in part because part of like the kitsch of the house was that it was like, I mean, it mixed a lot of genres. I have to be honest. It was a lot of like, some of it was like, you know, the 60s mod, some of it was like 70s, like, glam trash. Some of it was like 80s glam trash. Like it was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. But, a big part of the theme was just like vintage Playboys. And the boys can read now, so that's good. They got really into the articles, but they were also
Mm.
just like, and Q is so funny. He was like, he's like, imagine, he was like, this is so weird. Like, oh, here's a picture of a naked lady. I'm gonna put it in a book.
Yeah, you're right, Q. That is weird, and
I was
we
like, yeah,
thank
that
you
is
for
kind of
the
weird. That's kind of a
observation.
weird thing that people do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, kid. That's pretty strange.
It is strange, and they made it normal. It is crazy that it was just
Yeah,
made
it's
into
so
like a
it's
regular
so
thing.
funny. He was like, some of these pictures you can see their points. I was like, ooh, their points? Oh. Like,
Oh
Like,
man.
it was just like very, it was like just very like, just innocent, like he was just like, oh, this is a weird
Yeah.
thing. This is a weird thing. I was like, yeah, it is kind of a weird thing, huh? Okay, well, let's just put those back in the trunk where you found them in the
That
room you're
is
sleeping in. Great, great, great.
crazy.
But they were like, I mean, they were on the coffee table, they were everywhere, and it's like I'm not even like a prude.
Did
Maybe
you
I am.
know that before you
No,
got
not
there?
really. Like I
Okay.
hadn't, it was kind of a, I was kind of, oh wait, I'm always in a pickle. I'm always in a pickle. I'm not a good traveler. I didn't plan this trip well. I don't know what I did, but I ended up needing like a different place to stay. Oh, I extended the trip, but the Airbnb that I was in originally, which was pretty decent for us, it was booked. And he was like, "Oh, I managed this other one that's a block away. I can pop you into." And I was like, "Oh, great." And it's like I know he sent me the
Right.
listing, but I did not look at it. It's
Right.
like I was like, "Yeah, just
Was
okay, great. We can stay
was it
there.
in
Great."
like Kingfield or something?
No, it was in Northeast. It's like
Mm.
right across from Northeast Social. It's called the Dollhouse Northeast. It's like it's cute. I can see somebody without kids enjoying it. But it was a little much. It was a little much. It was a little much. Not enough window coverings either. I like woke with the sun every night and fell asleep with the streetlights. That was a stressful trip. But moving on to something more stressful, not for me, but for residents of Beaufort County in
South
North Carolina.
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina? South Carolina.
Yeah.
I can never get a Carolina straight, but I mean, a bunch of monkeys escaped from a research facility. And this is how
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes begins. This is it. This is the
Ugh.
inciting incident. You're
Yeah.
doing research on monkeys and they get out 40 of them. There's 40 loose monkeys in this county. And those are just the monkeys they're admitting to losing.
It says traps have been set up and officers are using thermal imaging. The craziest thing is it's that the sheriff department says anyone who finds a monkey should not interact with it, but instead call 911. Like, and I'm just imagining like where you just okay, I find a monkey. Like, first off, you're not trying to find the monkeys, you just happen to see a monkey, and who's gonna try to interact with just a wild monkey in South Carolina? That's
Me,
my
I would.
question.
If I see a wild monkey, there's no way I'm not interacting with it. If I'm walking through my neighborhood and I happen upon a monkey, and especially they said some of these are capuchin monkeys, which are incredibly cute. I
Oh, the
love
little cute
capuchin monkeys.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little one.
Yeah.
You think I'm not? I find that's way too low. I find. I
Did you
find.
remove the lock?
I just yeah, it just went down. I felt like very high. I felt like I was hunching. I'm trying not to hunch. If I see a loose monkey, of course I'm interacting with it. That's the whole joy of a monkey. If it was a
Mm,
chimp, I run. I'm not interacting. I've seen enough. I know the
chimp
dangers
crazy.
there. But a capuchin, I find that I say finders keepers, losers weepers. And I'm not calling the cops if I find a monkey.
You wouldn't be
Those are the
concerned that there's
last
just a
people I'm
monkey?
calling. No, I don't
They
think
don't
so.
belong here. They don't belong just in Phoenix. Just a monkey running around Phoenix doesn't
I would
concern you?
say, I would say, I mean, the chances are no one's calling 911. You know what they're doing? If they see a monkey, Marcel,
Mm.
they're getting on Nextdoor, and you know it. They're getting on Nextdoor.
Oh
No one's
yeah.
calling 911. They're on Nextdoor. And now I don't have Nextdoor, but it doesn't matter because I have a Ring camera.
Yeah, the
And
Ring app is crazy.
I should read you just Ring
13-year-old walked
notifications.
down the street.
Anyone know who this woman is? She stopped with her dog in front of my house. Felt suspicious. I'm
Didn't
like,
interact with anybody, but
yeah. I'm like, good God.
but
My
I'm
favorite is
afraid.
two people will be like, hey, I heard a helicopter. Anyone know where it's going? It's like, yeah, I'm in the helicopter
Oh,
right now. Like, yep, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um,
yeah.
God. Yeah, ours is, there's so many. So many found dogs. Do you find a lot of, is that a big thing in Minneapolis? Phoenix,
It's a
it's dogs
season right
everywhere. Free
now.
for alls.
It's been a season where
Oh no,
people
I
are
think your mic
finding.
disconnected. Okay, now I hear you.
Whoa,
What'd you say?
whoa! It's been a season of people finding dogs recently.
Yeah,
Like finding and losing dogs. That in the
yeah.
last like 2 months, there's been a lot of that. There's been a lot of that.
Coyote spotted. Oh no, you keep cutting out.
What?
Okay.
Hello, 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 hello,
This is
hello.
what someone posted on the Ring app. Just this. Low water pressure.
What? All right, man. All
Low
right.
water pressure. Okay, then they posted it again. Anyone else's water still off? Before. Then, same guy. Anyone else having issues with water here? Like low water pressure? This guy's got to get a grip. Oh, this is kind of a nice one. A picture of an owl and just says owl looking for food. Okay. Okay. Here's one. Random guy at my door earlier this morning. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Dog walked through my yard. I have not seen him
really
before.
kind of get irritated when people are like, "Oh, this person stole a package from my, porch. Let me know if you see them." It's like no one's going to see them. They just drive through
Yeah.
neighborhoods taking packages. Like that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. No
Yeah.
one's going to see them. The cops don't care about your stolen packages. Yeah, the package is gone. That's it. That's it. There is no justice. They took a package and now they've got your sweat socks or whatever it was
Do
you
you
were buying.
think it's too much access to each other? I think people, I mean, I have a Ring camera and I have the
Yeah.
app, but do you think it's too much access? Like almost like I don't need to even know about all that. Like I don't need to know
Yeah.
about every crime that happens in my neighborhood. Or
Yeah.
like for me, like it'll extend, a couple miles away from me. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
I don't really need to
I
know
don't
what
care. Yeah.
happens like 3.9 miles away from my home, especially if it's like someone stole a package or something like. And they never
Yes.
solve stolen packages anyway.
No, because nobody cares. It's like, it's just, no, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I would much rather just have like conversations with neighbors and like get to know people. And it's like the social fabric is so eroded. And so we're like
Mm,
watching each other and commenting on each other, but not connecting with each other. And I think that's the thing that like bothers me too. Like someone, I can't remember
yeah.
the post, but it was like, oh, this guy dropped off the Amazon package, took a picture, but then left with and I was like, have you ever, like, do you understand how much this delivery driver is working? And like, he's been driving
Right.
probably for like a 10-hour shift. He's not, it's like, have you ever just spaced out and like, like just like, I don't think he stole it even. It just was
Right.
so weird. I was like, okay, what do you want him to lose his job because your package wasn't actually delivered? Like, I
Oh,
don't know. It's
you
just
must
so,
have hit your microphone because it's doing that weird thing. You got to plug it. Okay, it's good now. It's
that's
good
so
now.
crazy. It's literally like the smallest millimeter that it moves. It goes nuts.
Trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. Okay.
God. Okay. So, anyways, back to the monkeys, and then we're tight. Like, then we're gonna get this ship on. Like, these monkeys are being used to study like brain diseases and brain disorders.
Yeah.
So, possibly one of these monkeys has the cure for brain cancer. In which case, get that monkey. But also, this is the way that Planet of the Apes begins. We're cooked as a species. The monkeys are going to gain power. They're coming for all of us. And I, for one, welcome our new monkey overlords. I always worshipped you,
That
and I,
is insane.
I, I will join you. I'll join you. Okay.
Monkey
If you're,
overlords is
if you're
crazy.
a free monkey who is wandering the streets, come find me. Okay. I've got candy corn. I'll take you to McDonald's. Whatever you want, you got. Okay.
If the monkeys start, if the monkeys rule, just know it will be pure basal nature. Okay, there's no such thing as consent in the monkey kingdom. There's no such thing as like, it's like no, I'm
Very
bigger than you.
patriarchal.
I'm gonna just like punch you in the head, and you're gonna do what I say. Okay. And also like yeah, that's the thing is they're not chimps. These are like macaques.
Yeah.
What are they called? Yeah,
I don't know,
and
but I love a
capuchin. So
capuchin monkey.
they could bite you though, and like my thing is like, what if they inject them with, cancer or whatever kind of brain thing, right? Or which cancer's not like catchable, but I mean, what if they gave them like some kind of like I don't know, Lyme disease. I don't know what's catchable, but what if they have
Oh.
something catchable? and they're like out of their mind or something. Like they have a tumor
Yeah.
just like squeezing their brain, and so they're acting erratically. And then all of a sudden, here comes Nora trying to eat her candy corn.
Holding a monkey like a baby.
Yeah, and the monkey just bites you and runs off like the bunny in the Skittles commercial or something.
I do want to say, having watched Chimp Crazy, and I think you watched it too, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the whole thing. Yeah, no.
Having watched it, I had a lot of empathy for the main character, who is sort of like made to be like a little bit of a clown. You know, they show her like getting lip filler and, you know, all of her wigs and like, yeah, she's a little wacky. But I think that I mean, I get how people, I get how it happens, you know? I get how it happens. It's like people just want like kind of a forever baby, and they've deeply, deeply anthropomorphized an animal. And, you know, I don't think that the exotic animal business should be a business. I think, you know, there are animals that should just be wild. But God, capuchins are so cute. Okay? They're so cute. They're so cute. But I was haunted by, and this woman was on Oprah when I was a kid. I wasn't even allowed to watch Oprah, but my parents weren't home. No one was going to stop me from watching Oprah. The woman whose face was eaten by her friend's chimp in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
She lived. I want to go on the record. If I lose my face in any kind of, do not resuscitate. I am not living faceless. I do not enjoy life so much that I want to live without a face. That's the line. That's one of the many lines for me. Don't. If I find one of these loose capuchin monkeys, if one of those loose capuchin monkeys eats my face, that's how I go out. That's my story. That's the headline. Don't save me.
We got to talk to a faceless person now so that we can help you get over the hump of finding a reason to live after your face gets ripped off.
I just am not built for physical suffering. I am built for mental suffering. I'm built for emotional suffering, not physical suffering. I get the flu. I say, this is it for me. I got COVID a few months ago. You remember, I was like, it's been fun. It's been fun knowing you, but
I have GERD
the
now,
end of the line. I have GERD. I'm basically 1 foot in the grave. Okay, I've got acid just churning in my chest. You're not supposed to eat sugar or like
red dye 40 and
anything. Yeah, but it's like, oh God. So, anyways, good for those monkeys. Way to get your freedom, however you had, and honestly, probably somebody released them. I pulling that. I'm just wildly conjecturing. This is just an allegation that I'm willing to lob out there. One monkey gets out. It happens. I imagine you lose a monkey or two when you got 40 seems.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of monkeys to get out.
Yeah. One monkey, you know, what do they say? A monkey is twice a day? Or is that a clock or something?
A monkey is right. Even a monkey is right twice a day.
Right.
Yeah. Even a rabid monkey knows how to read a clock twice a day. That's what they say.
So,
that's the
right.
phrase.
So maybe one or two. Yeah, right. Even a rabid monkey, but 40 rabid monkeys?
There's no phrase for that. No, they say a monkey in the lab is worth 40 in the wild. And also imagine just like your city's budget just being decimated by an entire sheriff's department using thermal imaging to catch monkeys. Like
that's super crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like if that happens, like the onus should be on the company. That's like, well, they're your monkeys. Go get them. Go get them. You have to have a plan.
Yeah, thermal imaging is also like
everything's
so
warm.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's
how are you gonna
crazy? Yeah, like the squirrels. How can you tell the difference between a squirrel and a macaque or whatever?
Yeah, you're in possum country. You know, you're in.
Did I tell you I had a run-in with a possum?
No, where?
In my backyard. I went to.
Oh God.
Oh, you were talking about grounding, right? Oh, it was nighttime. I had a
Yeah.
vibe. I got some
Yeah.
mushroom tea and all this stuff, and I was
Mm-hmm.
writing my thoughts down. I said, let me go outside and let me just step outside, and whatever. I don't know if grounding works, but I'm gonna go outside, put my
Yeah.
feet on the grass. I was like on that type of time. 9 o'clock at night, I go out there, and it just so happens, I think that I'm sitting there and I'm like standing just in the darkness like a weirdo, right, in my backyard. And then all of a sudden I start hearing a pitter patter. And I'm like, is that one of the alley cats or, like neighborhood cats? But I look over and it's the way it's moving is like
Oh
this and
yeah.
stuff, and it's like
Yeah.
just small. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute. And
Yeah.
my Ring camera, which I always find the possums on, because they come from my neighbor behind my house. They come from my neighbor's house. They live in their garage. And so it was literally waddling its little nasty ass towards me right by the slide in
Oh.
the backyard, and it almost got to the cement, and I was standing like right in front of the slide. So it was like maybe 10, 15 feet away from me, and I said, ah. Then all of a sudden,
How big
it
was it?
looked at me. It was like uh it was longer than a cat for sure. So it was like
Yeah.
how it was like
Yeah.
the
It's
size of a raccoon. It was
yeah.
pretty big.
Do you see its tail? Their tails are
Yeah. I
icky.
saw the tail,
Icky.
and it turned around. It must have been like a
Yeah.
mother one or something. It looked kind of,
Yeah.
it looked like she had some weight on her. But I was looking at
Yeah.
her like, listen, man, like if it's me or you, like, cause we have
Yeah.
an outdoor broom and an inside broom, right? And our outdoor broom is not in the garage right now. It's leaning against the garage because sometimes I just want to sweep. I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm
You
sweeping
love
leaves
you
off of
love
the.
sweeping.
But I went and grabbed that broom so damn fast. I'm like, I don't got no shoes on. If it gets to scratching, gnawing, if there's some gnawing action going on, I am screwed. And it
Yeah.
turned around and it offended me because it didn't even run. It just like
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
Eh.
well, hey, how
Oh,
you doing?
okay. Well, I gotta get back. Their tails are naked, and it's just so it feels inappropriate to see their tails. I don't like seeing their tails. I don't like that they're like kind of like bumpy, like segmented almost. They're
You said
like,
just say hi. David said they will not hurt you. Just say hi. No, I'm not saying
yeah,
hi. I'm okay.
like
Listen,
greeting.
I'm learning to accept. This is called feelings and co, right? I'm accepting my feelings now. Okay, certain
Yeah.
animals, I don't have to be cool with you, right? I don't have to accept it. Don't the therapist say boundaries? That's my
Yeah,
boundary. I
that's
don't want
your boundary
a
is with
overgrown rat that's.
possums.
I thought about possum milk, and it just sent me over the edge. Like they feed their babies from themselves,
They
And I was
do.
like, someone loves
Yeah.
everybody is somebody's everything. They're just not
Yeah.
my everything.
Yeah. 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 You didn't hurt her. You were just like, you got it. No, we're not that kind of neighbor. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh, let's get out of here. Yeah, that's how they move. It's just like like a lot of core happening, but also like not a lot of definition in the core.
Things with short legs freak me out.
Yeah,
Dude, things
yeah.
with short legs, like if
Long
you had
body,
some
short
height,
legs.
yeah, you got a long body, tiny little, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
little.
it's centipede-ish.
Yes, but I'd rather eat a centipede than have a
No,
possum come within 2 feet of me.
I'd
Okay, I
rather
would. What's some? What would you rather?
I would do skin to skin with a possum before I ate a centipede. I
Oh, the truth comes out.
I take off my mask. I am a possum. You just offended me. You offended my
Nah.
people. I'm actually just a giant
Oh,
possum.
oh
Pull out the
no.
tail.
I had a physical reaction to that. I had a physical reaction. I can't have even any more almond milk today. Anything milky now.
No,
in
because
my
you know their
brain
milk is
messed
not
up.
their milk is not thick. You just know it. You know their milk is
No,
watery.
it's thin milk. It's grayish.
Smells funny. Doesn't There's no sweetness to it. It smells like
Skim.
just garbage
It's a
juice.
skim.
It's a skim. It's a skim milk. Nothing. bummed me out more than going to dinner at a friend's house and getting a glass of milk poured, and you can just tell it's skim. I'm a whole milk girl. I come from a whole milk family.
Oh
I am a
shit.
dairy
Okay.
queen. And getting a glass of skim, I was like,
Vomit. Just
yeah,
vomit worthy.
here's a glass of it's like here's a glass of dirty water.
Yeah, it does give that. I mean, I was always
Yeah.
lactose, so they originally tried to give me skim, and I was like, I didn't realize there were like, almond milk and all that stuff at the time, and I was like, this doesn't taste good. like,
Yeah.
like just a little bit, mommy, mommy, I don't like this.
Yeah. My tummy hurts. It's like, okay, well, everyone's tummy hurts, so why don't you get over it? Okay.
Oh my god, whole
Oh
milk
boy,
for
oh
the
boy, oh
win.
boy.
Okay, so the lady or
Oh yeah.
Australia's
Let's
the
do the
things.
lady. I like this one.
Yeah, so there's a woman who tracked down her foster mom, and I read this article. I don't remember where did she post this to? Yeah, X.
She
Okay, so
posted
she
on
posted it
Facebook.
to
Oh, X. Okay, sorry. I thought
Twitter.
it was
Yeah,
Facebook. Okay.
and so she's a therapist in the Pacific Northwest. I think now is she in the Pacific Northwest in Washington? Yep. And she was in the foster care system. She described herself as being a wild child, and she was looking for a woman who was her foster mother for a period of time named Mama Essie, and she couldn't find her for I believe some years. She had looked for her a while back, and then she reached out online and people connected her, and she found out that Mama Essie was still alive. She's in her 70s now. And it's, yeah, one of those nice, it's like a it's going to be okay type story, like she
Yeah.
found this woman. This was a woman that impacted her life from a young age, and you realize, like, and it made me think, like, are there people like that you think of now that you're like, I wonder where this person is that impacted me super greatly that you're not in contact with?
Yes. My kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Ames, and my second grade teacher, Miss Burner. And yeah, there are people like that I think about like kind of regularly. And I wish I could have told my eighth grade teacher, Miss Murphy, that she was so mean and I was so scared of her, but she also taught me how to learn. Like she taught us like how to take notes during class. And like that's like a note taking system that I still use today. And she was like real hardcore about that. And she's the reason I can type. So yeah, but I love this story. Can I read part of it? A
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah.
the Twitter post? Okay. I think I'm going to read the whole thing. Okay. I was 12 years old when my mother lost the ability to parent me safely. I was taken from her and put into a huge, scary children's shelter. It took a long time, but they finally found someone who had taken a deeply troubled, rather wild child like me. Mama Essie was a black woman, and I had a black foster sister, too. A second one came later. She had three of us little hooligans, and oh, what a hooligan I was. I wasn't all that nice to her. I stole from her. I ran up her phone bill calling my boyfriend. When she put a lock on the dial-up phone, I broke it. I was a mess and a handful. I eventually ran away and was put back in the shelter and never saw her again. I'm sure I broke her heart. And the foundation of everything I know about grace, about dignity, about fashion, makeup, hair care, I still use a pick, elegance, excellence, self-care, patience, love, goodness, generosity, and fierceness in the face of pain came from my mama Essie. She was one of the highest ranking civilians in the military in the US, female and black no less. In the 80s, she had severe eye issues, maybe even a glass eye. Maybe even a glass eye. Who's to say? She single parented three hurting foster teens. She owned her own house. In the 80s, she took in a wild, ignorant white child. Y'all, it wasn't the thing done in that area. Talk about badass. Whatever good there is about who I am, where I am, how I am, it is due to that foundation she laid. She showed me kindness, wasn't bowled over by my sass, and taught me things my own mom never did or could. I don't know why she came to mind today, but the tears are rolling, the heart is welling, and I so want to honor her today with this little public remembrance. I tried to find her and haven't yet. Mama Essie, if you're still with us or peering through the windows of heaven, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I heard you, I saw you, you made a difference more than you'll ever know.
Wow. Wow.
And then they
Yeah,
found
man.
each other. Like, they found each other and they reconnected. And I just think that's so beautiful, you know?
That's really dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories like that. There's a lot of black women that raise a lot of kids and do a lot for people. And I feel like they are often unsung heroes. It reminds me of my grandmother who raised, like, I think I've said before, at least 100 kids
Yeah.
that came through her house, lived with her at various times. So maybe I wasn't in foster care or anything,
Yeah.
but I can definitely relate to that. And so that's really dope that she has that perspective. And she's a therapist now. So
Yeah.
it's good to have.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of good people being in the world and good people being in positions to help other people
Yeah.
do well.
I
So
think also it's such a good, like, things change for people. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't know. It's like easy to see, especially here's how I think people really are so weird about kids and teenagers. Everybody projects so much on kids and teenagers, but either you overestimate like what they're supposed to be capable of at that age, like what their capacity should be, or you overestimate like your capacity at that age. You know, you're like, well, you're 18, you should already know this, right? You're 15, you should know how to act. And it's like, did you? You know, like, did you? Did
right.
you? Really? Did you? And yeah, who knew that that girl was going to end up like turning out okay and like dedicating her life to like helping other people be more okay. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to her for
Yeah.
reaching back out. I think that that
Yeah.
does a lot for a person, in ways that people don't always realize. It does a lot when you reach back out and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
here's how you impacted me."
It
Maybe I
does. It
should try to
does.
find some people. Maybe you need to go and is Miss Ames gone now or
I
no
don't
longer
know
with
because
us?
it's like I don't know her first name. I checked like my first grade picture. Her first name's not on it. I did
Mm,
find like a woman by at least that last name in that area that I lived in. I found an obituary for her, but I was like, that seems like she seemed so much younger
okay.
than my parents at the time, but I don't know if she was. She just seemed like it, you know, like it was very Miss Honey vibes. You know, she seemed like
Mm,
very, very, very young, and I was like in love with her. I just like thought she was the coolest person in the world. Okay, we're gonna switch to our smoke break. This is, you know, the garbage part of our lives, the things that we're, you know, should we believe in guilty pleasures? I'm gonna tell you right now, Marcel, this is like I smoked a cigarette last night. I
okay,
did.
back to it.
I did. I did. I was just feeling that kind of way. My neighbor had one. She and I just walked around the block and it was a Parliament light with the recessed filter. And I was 24 again and just like walking around the block, smoking a cigarette. I can't do it again though. It was like a one and done. We are treating ourselves well. We are working on our cardiovascular health and fitness. We are gaining muscle strength. And but you know what? It was a day. And so I did that. And
So
that's
you did it.
I
Yeah.
did it. I did it. I did it.
Yeah, everyone has a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I've been I've been indulging in my children's fruit snacks,
Yeah.
Annie's organic fruit snacks,
Okay, wow,
and
that's your thing. You've been eating organic fruit snacks? Wow. Wow.
uh,
What a,
yeah, that's my I mean, I do fruit snack. I like sweets, so I got to be
yeah,
careful
same.
with the sweets, and they don't taste the same anymore. I can't have as many sweets anymore. Like my body just doesn't want it as
Yeah.
much. So I still been playing, my video games and stuff like that. But honestly, I haven't had a whole lot of time to be doing a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah.
again. So I've just had a couple weeks of. Um,
You've had a really
I'm
hellish
thinking
couple weeks
about
and you've
some guilt
treated yourself to a fruit snack.
to a
Wow.
fruit. No, a couple Listen, I double fisted the packets. I had two packets,
Oh yeah, yeah.
pouches, put them in here. But no, yeah, I'm trying to think of something. I'm gonna think of something. I like red meat, so every once in a while, like a steak. So I'm thinking I may do a steak
Okay.
or something like that. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I do have some. I do miss the ritual of smoking.
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't been a smoker for years. I mean, I do it every month. I did it like a
yeah,
couple months ago or something like that. But I haven't done the rich. I haven't like smoked consistently since I was like in my early 20s or something.
yeah.
But I did it from like 14 or 13 or something all the way to like 22 or 23. Yeah, I know that's so crazy. Yeah,
That's
we
so
and we
crazy.
we could do whatever we wanted. It was kind of messed up at our. I mean, we could do whatever we wanted. So I was like smoking like I'm talking
Yeah.
about like 5 blunts back to back at like 14, 15, just in my room. Like not afraid. There's no I'm going to get in trouble. I got to go hide it somewhere. Oh my god, just drinking. Like
I meanwhile, I wasn't allowed to watch MTV. So
oh, dude, I was like 7 and I seen Indiana Jones and the dude ripped someone's heart out of their chest and I was like, "Oh, mom, what is this? What am I watching?" And she's just sitting
she was
there
like,
like,
grow up.
yeah. I was like, "Whoa, the Temple of Doom." And they're like eating monkey brains and oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
So,
I just watched
yeah.
the original Beetlejuice with my kids, and I was like, this movie is really scary. So, like, it's okay if you're
Yeah.
scared. And they were laughing the whole time. They're like, sorry, is this scary to you? I was like, yeah, this movie scared me as a kid. I had to close my eyes the whole time. And they were like, okay.
See, that's the thing though. People are too desensitized to stuff. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's not normal. Like because under no like film is so new when you think about how new it
Mm-hmm.
is to like humanity. Like everything you see is programmed in your mind. If you see someone shoot someone in real life, it affects you. So then it's common sense to think that if I'm watching a movie that seems very real to me at like 5
Mm-hmm.
and someone gets shot in the head, like that probably has some kind of impact on my psyche.
It might not be good for you.
Might not. Might not. So
Might not be good for you. I agree.
so now I need to get some candy corn is what I've gained from
I know, and
smoke
that's
break is I
also
need
like
some candy
that's
corn.
probably worse than a cigarette, and I really do need to like, you know, uh, I don't know, yeah, to get that under control. I got to get rid of that bag. All right, it's time to wrap it up.
Okay.
We're gonna circle back to like two things from, previous topics we discussed, and one is the astrology stuff. Marcel, I still don't know what it
Okay.
means. I still don't
Okay.
know. Okay. All I know is every time I open TikTok, they're like, listen, Capricorns, you are about to, something big is going to happen. Something you've been through a lot. A lot is going to happen. A lot is going to change or maybe not change. Maybe you're going to meet someone. Maybe you won't meet anybody else. And everything I see, I think that's correct. That's me. Now, this could be happening November 11th, 19th, or 20th, depending on the psychic or the
Or the
astrologer who is
16th
talking to
or
me.
the 13th.
At any point. All I know is Pluto is leaving Capricorn, and that's big. That's huge. That's the planet of death, the planet of rebirth. Okay, something is changing, but the messages are getting very murky, and I still don't understand it. So, who knows? The next time we talk, I could be a totally different person. So just get ready for that.
Okay. For the better?
Wow.
You think you're going to be for the better?
I can't tell from these from what I'm seeing on. It could be either one. It could be either one.
Okay.
Okay. So that is it. Oh, what else is happening? The Happiest Holiday tickets, the pre-sale tickets. We're doing 2 shows in Minneapolis. One will be live streamed. We don't know which one. We don't have ticket information for that yet. But we can put that link in the chat. The pre-sale code, which is up right now. The pre-sale code is happyish. Do I just put it in the chat? I don't know how to put it in there. I don't know. How do you do it? Do you know? I'll just text it to you. You're smart.
Let me see. Can probably throw it in the maybe the YouTube thing.
Okay. So that's happening. We put out like a 2-hour Patreon episode this week called the Election Distraction episode. People are loving it. It's me and our friend Kate Kennedy from the Be There in 5 podcast, just gabbing for 2 hours in her basement. We talk about a lot of things, including telescopes and demons, religious trauma, all kinds of stuff. And that is up on our Patreon. We are here on Thursdays. We have a podcast called Terrible Thanks for Asking and one called It's Going to Be Okay. And I think that's it. Right, Marcel? Or
I
anything
think
else?
so. I think so.
All right.
Yeah, that should be it.
All right. Good meeting. I'll see you on Thursday.
Yep. Bring those analytics and
Secure the bag.
rocks. Peace.
Bye.
All right.
We did it.
Boom. Secure the bag. I've been asking, do you ever come to the Northeast? I've been asking through emails, but nobody answers me. Okay. Let me see here. We do when we're on tour. No tours are scheduled as of yet, but likely in the future. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. I'll chop it up with you later.